resolutory clause is aligned, Mr. President, will also change the title to
Oh, yes.
extrajudicial rendition rather than, instead of extraordinary rendition, we will use the word extrajudicial.
Extrajudicial. Yes.
That has been
I
approved
move if there's no
earlier.
objection.
Yes, we're now amending the title after the resolutory portion that was amended earlier.
Okay. Any objection? Hearing none, approved.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I believe that we're now in the period of amendments, committee amendments.
Yes, the chair yields to the President Pro Tem.
Thank you.
Mauna individual or?
Recognize, Mr. President, our distinguished Minority Floor Leader to sponsor the measure, and our Senate President, Vicente Soto III, to propose amendments. But I believe he has a committee amendment, Mr. President, or his personal amendment.
The Minority Leader, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, is recognized.
Sir President,
And to introduce his amendments, the Senate President.
before that, Mr. President, isang committee amendment lang po.
Sige.
So as discussed with Senator Lacson, our Senate President Pro Temp, in the last last week when we brought this up, the intention of everyone is to make sure of due process, to make sure our Constitution is followed. And good Senate President Pro Temp brought up the fact that if you search the word extraordinary rendition, may negative connotation. So in that respect, I'd like to propose that instead of extraordinary, we use extrajudicial. So the title will read, Resolution Expressing the Sense of the Senate of the Philippines to protect all Filipinos against extrajudicial rendition and guarantee them a reasonable time prior to their surrender by or extradition from the Philippines to seek redress from the courts and avail of legal remedies. In the same manner, Mr. President, if it could be a omnibus amendment, on page 2, lines 33 and 39, after comma, following the word whereas, delete the entire clause and replace with the following. The enforcement of arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court against former President Duterte and his subsequent surrender. We'll deal with that later, Mr. President, because we might delete the whole paragraph altogether. So just the title, Mr. President, instead of...
In that case, if I may suggest, Mr. President, that the distinguished gentleman, the Minority Leader, amend the
Title.
the resolutory portion.
Yes.
That is where it is contained, so that later we can go to the title. No? But what you were mentioning on...
Yes. Tama, Mr. President. So in the same manner, just change the word extraordinary to extrajudicial rendition.
All right.
So just the title and resolutory
Move.
at this point in time. Majority Leader, will you move or will I move
Yes.
for the amendment?
Yes, Mr.
May I
President.
move
The
for the...
resolutory portion muna.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. President. So move on the amendment.
An objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Okay, now, Mr. President, if you don't mind.
Yes, please, Mr. President.
I have no problem at all with the resolution. I fully support it. As a matter of fact, I am glad that you have changed a word or two in the resolutory portion and then hopefully later on in the title. My issue, if you don't mind, my esteemed Minority Leader, through you, of course, Mr. President, is 2 or 3 lines in the whereases.
Yes, Mr. President.
So that I was hoping that we could somehow temper one or two lines there that might be, say, in consonance with the Republic Act 9851. So in page 2, line 33, the entire whereas, and I don't understand you were thinking of doing that yourself later on, no? But if I may propose
Yes,
now,
Mr.
so
President.
the entire whereas,
33 to 39.
replace it with the following. And I think this will be in consonance with Republic Act 9851. I need not explain it anymore, Mr. President. So replace it with, whereas in 2025, a warrant of arrest issued by the International Criminal Court, ICC, in parentheses, were implemented to apprehend former President Rodrigo Duterte. If you will accept, Mr. President.
So with that line and then go to the next already.
Yes,
whereas.
and go to the next whereas.
I think that's fair, Mr. President, and fair and clear. Anyway, Mr. President, everyone has a stand on this issue at nasa Supreme Court naman. So I think just stating it factually the way the Senate President did, I think would be clear to everyone.
Yes, I hope so. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. If you're accepting, Mr. President.
An objection?
No
Hearing
objection.
none. Amendments, the proposed amendments
All right.
approved.
And two more, if you don't mind, Mr. President. For page 3, line 1 to 5, replace, remove lines 1 to 5 and replace it with, whereas Article 59, paragraph 2 of the Rome Statute states that a person arrested shall be brought promptly before the competent judicial authority in the custodial state, which shall determine in accordance with the law of that state. Of course, meaning the Philippines.
Agree, Mr. President, because it's logical with the former amendment in the former whereas clause. So I accept and agree.
An objection? Hearing none. Approved.
And finally, Mr. President, still on page 3, a proposal to, I believe it does not really align with the subject of what we want in the resolution. So may I move that we remove lines 11 to 17, Mr. President? Remove the entire whereas, and that's it.
Because it may be redundant.
Yes, because we already said so in the lines 1 to 5 of page 3. That,
Well, Mr. President,
we should-
considering that my sponsorship speech mentioned this, and I just wanted it on the record that this resolution will be for everyone, no, including cabinet members or insurgents or military men that can be charged in the future for acts during the time we were under the Rome Statute. There'll be no harm to the resolution if we remove line 11 to
particular.
line 17. So I'll accept the amendment, Mr. President.
Thank you, Your Honor.
An objection? Hearing none. Approved.
Thank you. I have no more amendments, Mr. President. I would be honored if the minority leader will make me a co-author of the resolution.
Mr. President, you are a principal sponsor also of this, as we agreed last time. But just to make sure that the title and the resolutory clause is aligned, Mr. President, will also change the title to
Oh, yes.
extrajudicial rendition rather than, instead of extraordinary rendition, we will use the word extrajudicial.
Extrajudicial. Yes.
That has been
I
approved
move if there's no
earlier.
objection.
Yes, we're now amending the title after the resolutory portion that was amended earlier.
Okay. An objection? Hearing none. Approved.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Majority Leader, if there are no more amendments,
Session
Humbly-
suspended for 30
Thank you.
seconds.
Thank you, Mr. President. No, sir.
humbly ask that we pass the resolution.
Yes, Mr. President. We're just, I believe it'll just be a transfer of.
Tapos na ba?
Okay. Yes, Mr. President, with that, I move that we adopt proposed Senate Resolution number 307.
Subject to style.
Subject to style,
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, Senate Resolution 307 is now adopted.
Mr. President,
Hindi, meron
there are a few members who would like to just explain how their vote is to be counted. So we don't need to have a nominal vote. We just ask that those who want to vote abstention or are not in favor, maybe they can just raise their hands, Mr. President. Manifest.
Senator Risa Ontiveros is recognized, and after
Yes,
Senator
Senator Risa
Ontiveros,
Ontiveros
Senator Pangilinan.
wants to take the floor.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Mr. President, I rise to explain my no vote to PSR number 307.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. This measure is framed as a defense of sovereignty and due process. Those are values I uphold. But sovereignty does not mean insulation from obligations we freely assumed under international law. And due process does not mean immunity from accountability, especially for such grave charges. Sa totoo lang po, nakakalito ang resolution dahil lahok-lahok ang mga legal concepts. Extraordinary rendition o extrajudicial rendition na synonymous sa isa't isa at talaga naman bawal. Extradition na may kanya-kanyang governing treaty. At ang totoong pinapatungkulan ng resolution na ito, which is a surrender to the ICC following Section 17 of Republic Act 9851. Sabi ng resolution, two options daw ang nasa RA 9851, extradition o surrender. Pero hindi po extradition ang tamang proseso dahil according to international law at sa rules on extradition proceedings ng Korte Suprema, extradition is a formal, treaty-based process in which one state surrenders an accused or convicted person to another state to stand trial or serve a sentence. The ICC is not a state, so extradition could not have been an option. Hindi po namili ng mas mapangahas na option ng executive. Namili po siya ng angkop na option dahil extradition is an incorrect remedy. Precision matters, Mr. President. When we mislabel a legal process, we distort the constitutional analysis that follows. Our own Constitution incorporates generally accepted principles of international law as part of the law of the land. The fight against impunity for crimes against humanity reflects a long-settled principle. Individuals may be held criminally responsible under international law for the gravest offenses known to humankind. Ang prinsipyong ito ay hindi lihis sa ating constitutional system. Ito ay nakapalaob nito. Ito ay nagpapayaman nito. Secondly, due process is not confined to a Philippine courtroom. Surrender to the ICC is not a deprivation of due process. It is the means by which due process is realized. The ICC provides for principles which ensure fair proceedings and ample opportunity to be heard. These include the right to counsel, the presumption of innocence, the ability to challenge jurisdiction, the ability to raise defenses, the ability to say that one is not fit to stand trial. Lahat nga po ito ay inavail ng dating Pangulong Duterte. The constitutional guarantee is due process, not exclusive domestic venue. Thirdly, While couched in general terms, this resolution arises from specific circumstances involving the former president. The rule of law requires that accountability mechanisms apply equally, regardless of rank. Ginawa po ang ICC para magkaroon ng espasyo ang mga biktima na hindi makakuha ng hustisya dahil estado ang kalaban, dahil makapangyarihan ang kalaban. They deserve due process too. I agree with the first sentence of the second to the last clause of the resolution. One person who was denied due process is one too many. Tama po. Ang hindi po binigyan ng pagkakataong magsalita, ipagtanggol ang sarili, humarap sa korte, magbigay ng kanilang panig at kumprontahin ang kanilang mga taga-usig ay tunay ngang kalunos-lunos. Noong mga taong 2016 to 2022, libo-libo po sila. I stand with them. I vote no to PSR number 307. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. May we recognize
Senator Francis Pangilinan is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo. Nais ko pong ipaliwanag ang aking no vote sa Senate Resolution 307. Noong panahon ng mga sponsorship speeches ng nasabing resolusyon, pinakinggan ko po ang ating mga kasamahan. Maraming mga legal na argumento ang isinusulong ng mga kasamahan po natin, tulad ng right to due process, ang issue ng national sovereignty, ng primacy ng local court systems natin sa International Criminal Court. Ang kapansin-pansin nga lang na sa lahat ng mga sponsorship speeches, walang nabanggit sa usaping hustisya para sa mga biktima ng extrajudicial killings. Mga libong namatay o pinatay sa Oplan double barrel ng nakaraang administrasyon. Noong nakaraang Oktubre, tinalakay ng Senado ang Resolution 144 na hiniling sa Senado sa ICC ang house arrest para sa dating Pangulo. Bumoto akong kontra sa nasabing resolusyon dahil sa aking paniwala na mas matimbang ang daing ng mga pamilya ng mga biktima ng extrajudicial killings na napatay o pinatay sa madugong drug war. Mas matimbang sa aking palagay ang isinisigaw na katarungan. Sa aking paniwala noon na tila ba nabaon sa limot at hindi nangyari ang nasabing pagpatay ng libo-libo nating mga kababayan. Karamihan mahihirap. Naalala ko tuloy ang sinabi mismo ng dating Secretary of Justice nung kapanahonang siya ay nakaupo bilang Secretary at ngayon Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla noong June 2025. And I quote, "Everything that could be erased was erased so that cases would not push through." Nung imbestigahan ng DOJ ang mga kasong pagpatay sa nasabing drug war. Bagamat ang paniwala ko bilang abogado na may maliwanag na basihan ang extraordinary o extrajudicial rendition, totoo, may mga question nga dito. Due process, legalidad nga ng nasabing extraordinary rendition. Totoo din na sa mga questioning usapin ng soberenya at sa kapangyarihan ng ating mga korte ang pagpasya sa mga posibleng na aresto ng ICC warrants. Ang totoo, may kaso sa Korte Suprema na nakabinbin. May petisyon sa Korte Suprema tungkol sa mga isyong ito. Ngunit wag sana nating isantabi na ang resolusyon na ito ay may kinalaman din sa katotohanan, dapat may kinalaman din sa katotohanan at pananagutan na siyang isinisigaw ng mga pamilya ng biktima ng extrajudicial killings. Usapin din ito ng hustisya para sa kanila. Ang napakapait na katotohanan din ay habang dinedebate sa resolusyon na ito tungkol sa due process at kapangyarihan ng ating mga lokal na korte na magpasya tungkol sa mga maaring maaresto sa bisa ng mga warrant ng ICC. Yung libo-libong pinatay sa ngalan ng Oplan Double Barrel, na iyan ang paratang sa ICC case ngayon. Yung libo-libo na yun ay hindi nabigyan ng due process. Hindi na sila pinaabot sa korte, kundi diretso sila sa morgue. Bilang chairman ng Committee on Justice and Human Rights, ang boto ko ay para sa hustisya. Ang boto ko ay para sa mga naging biktima ng pag-abuso sa karapatang pantao. Ang boto ko ay no. Maraming salamat.